Do you know that you can visualize your ChatGPT conversation as a graph in order to see the main concepts, the main topics that you're talking about, and also reveal some ideas at the periphery that you want to develop further? So instead of having an interface like this, which is quite hard to navigate, you get something like this graph where you can identify directly how you can develop this conversation in an interesting way. Here's how it works. You need to open the Infranodus app and then open the ChatGPT mode, and then you ask a question. So for example, can you tell me something about philosophy? We add this into the graph, and what happens is that the words or the concepts we use are visualized as the nodes, and when they occur in the same context, they're visualized as a connection. As a result, you have a direct network representation of ideas. The ideas that are more important are shown bigger on the graph, and those that are used in the same context or are connected will be closer to each other and will also have the same color. As the conversation evolves, you will get something like this graph here, where you can see a representation of the main ideas. Here we also have the chat, so you can scroll through it in a normal way, but you can also see what we've been talking about. Then you can apply ChatGPT to identify the topics for this conversation, so we can see what this conversation was about. In this case, it was about different AI models and how you can tune a prompt to make it more interesting. So here we have all these topics represented. I can zoom in onto one of the topics, for example, here, the one on dialogue training, and then use the AI module to generate an interesting research question that would develop this topic further. So here it's querying GPT-3 with the content from this topic to generate an interesting question. Here it's asking how can ChatGPT be tuned to become more context aware and pre-process data sets to generate more concise, fine and relevant results. If I like this question, I can add it into the graph, and what happens here is that it's actually added into the chat conversation, and then ChatGPT itself will generate some interesting response in relation to it. So like this, I can use the output from the model to actually generate more responses from it and develop the conversation in a more interesting way. So as you can see here, it's thinking, and then it's adding something into the graph. The answer is highlighted, and it's exactly the answer I needed on how to tune a ChatGPT model here, highlighted in the graph. So this is how it works. Try it out on infranodus.com. Thank you.